To order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. TTC Chairperson Brock Gibson.
Here.
TTC Vice Chairperson Amanda Schwint.
Here.
TTC Member Roseanne Ani.
Here.
TTC Member Rebecca Monia.
Here.
Board Liaison Joe Steiger.
Here.
Chamber of Commerce Representative Dina Kreitler.
Here.
St. Genevieve County Representative Corey Ford. Here. We have a full house.
Cool. All right. Motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any approved or any opposed? So moved. Meeting minutes from last month.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Financials.
If you look on the back, you'll see CTM Media was taken out. That 2,088 from Main Street Signs is a deposit to replace the billboard at Mississippi Line, and then 900 from Lamar's 2 backed up months for the billboard. Both the Main Street Signs and the Lamar expenditures will be half reimbursed by the state for the Welcome and Wayfinding grant.
Is that for the billboard? Is that just the vinyl, or is that installed and vinyl?
So it's going to be around $4,000 for install and vinyl.
So I was like, that looks cheap.
Yeah, right.
That's just the deposit.
Yeah, it's just that's half basically. And then we collected $1,635 for the month of March.
Right about 50% of where we normally are. Maybe a little bit above, maybe.
A little higher.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's November. Payment was quite a bit more than last year.
Yeah, right. Again, where's the rhyme or reason?
Who knows?
But,
There
yeah.
is none.
Not yet.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? So moved. Any opposed? All right, public comments. We have quite a few people. Anybody want to come up and speak? Anybody have anything?
Hi, I'm Darwin Muzzy, resident of St. Genevieve, and avid fan of the history of this town and the culture that we have. And I think I mentioned at one of the Alderman meetings about the 300th anniversary that's soon to be in 2035. And just like to, I met with you the other day at the St. Genevieve Restoration Committee, and anyways, just like to see what's going on. I don't see anything in the agenda here for the 300th anniversary, and just wondering if there's any meeting minutes on what's been happening or what's going to happen. There's an awful lot of things. I guess I'm kind of a guy of ideas. I like to brainstorm and think of crazy things, some practical and some not so practical. But these are the years. We're only 9 years away from that time, and 9 years is going to go real fast. And I started bringing this up when we were 10 years out, and now we're 9 years out. And so some of these ideas that I've been toying around with is you need 9 years, you need 8 years, you need a chunk of time to develop and to build it. What our people did for the 200th anniversary is tremendous, what they did. And I think we should be able to exceed those accomplishments. And so I just want to get things going here a little bit more. And it's crazy ideas like Ferris wheels in the fairgrounds or the fair, so we can see the river. I mean, just little things like that. Some are bigger, some are developing properties in town that would benefit the community long term, but could be a showpiece for our 300th anniversary. So, I'd like to have a Dropbox, a suggestion box somewhere where we can start collecting these ideas. And what is the plan, for 9 years, in 1 year prior, you're going to be blowing up balloons and things like that. But now we need to start to develop those, collect the ideas, and then collect the ideas, then develop the ideas, and then secure funding from the feds, the state, local to some degree. But I think I was kind of Googling, Natchez, Mississippi had their 300th anniversary in 2016 and in 2018 apparently. So what did they do for their 300th anniversary? And Georgia, there's the East Coast cities are also becoming 300-year. And what are they doing? So, there's a lot of questions in my mind, and I guess I'm just trying to shake things up. But I'd like to see a suggestion box somewhere that things are collected. And the first year, you don't just collect the ideas, and you don't reject my ideas right off the bat. Anyways, that's all I got for now.
I think that a good idea would maybe bring this to like even the Board of Aldermen. I may be over speaking here, but our even downtown St. Genevieve, the chamber. I don't know that this committee is that's what we do.
I'm not sure what committee.
Right?
I think that somewhere we could probably form a committee.
Yeah.
I think each group has to have their own little subcommittees, and then you come together.
There should be some committee that leads this whole charge, I would think, and it's probably a good time to start thinking about what that committee looks like and who forms it. And
Absolutely.
let us take that and think about where that would start and how we can start that. I appreciate you coming to us about this too, because it takes somebody like yourself keeping us on our toes with this stuff to get it right. And I think that this is the right time to start thinking about that. It probably was a year ago, but
I would welcome you to come to the next meeting too, just so we see your face. We know the pressure's on. It's
this meeting next month.
Yeah.
Next month. Yeah, if you
I'm
don't
going to be in
mind.
town. That's the problem with we do a lot of
It's
travel.
okay. You can come to the next one too. Just pop in periodically and just keep.
Well, he's already been here to city council, and he's done, given us prior notice, and I recommend, kudos and can't thank you enough. I think there's a little bit of push right now for the 250th US, anniversary, and I think once that gets over, I think that is going to free up some time to kind of focus on the 300th for St. Genevieve, because I can see, of course, inviting the governor here and inviting the president of the United States, whoever that is, it's worthy of those type of things, to do. So that would be one of my, suggestions for the box, and it didn't go on deaf ears when you told it to city council a few weeks ago when you were there. So keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
We could get the Blue Angels to fly over, or we could get the Hell Angels to drive through.
At the same time, Thank you very much.
Well, and those in the audience, if you don't know what happened for the bicentennial here, it's incredible. But one of the things is they invited President Franklin Delano Roosevelt to come to St. Genevieve, and he didn't come, but he spoke to the audience. We had a big play with 1,500 people in the play, and he actually addressed the audience before the play. And so, it was quite the effort, and I would love to see that matched. So thank you, Darwin. Appreciate it. Or Roy, excuse me.
Anybody else? Okay. Old business?
Yeah, we'll go take a look at the Transient Tax Strategy Committee. I'd like to first start by thanking everybody at this table that put in a tremendous effort to get the transient tax for the county passed. And Joe, what an amazing push that you did on social media and getting signs out there. And Amanda, thank you so much for designing the signs. Dina did an amazing job promoting that on Facebook. So we got it through. It passed 56% to 44%, almost a landslide. And we're very excited about what we can do with that. I mean, really, our marketing is just underfunded. It is not does not match what other folks are spending. we're doing great things with the marketing that we are doing, and you'll see in my tourism report what we're getting out of what we're putting out there, but being able to throw some more money behind what we're doing will really kind of supercharge everything. Today, the county commissioner signed an intergovernmental agreement, returned it to the city. It will now go to the Board of Aldermen to be approved. But thank you so much, county commissioners, for signing that. That means that the TTC will be the governing body that helps decide how to spend those county funds. We are still waiting on word from the state whether this will kick in July 1st or October 1st. So we're staying tuned there, and we've been working with Sarah Hogue, the county treasurer, to come up with ideas. She will figure out how to collect it, but we are, this is a good opportunity for us to kind of rethink how we're collecting it, how we are getting people to pay it, and so, and getting the word out there to organizations or to entities that will have to pay this. How do we notify them about that, they need to pay it. So we put out an invitation. I'm going to move on from the transient tax. Does anybody want to say anything?
Sam, you got here, late Sam, did you have anything under public comments or the transient tax that didn't know if you wanted to, we're moving on to.
We just finished public comment, but we would, if you had something.
I don't have enough information to,
Okay.
dang it.
Moving on to merchant operating days and hours, we had kind of talked about through the TTC making a suggested hours of operation and days of operation sort of document that we can hand out. There seems to always be this chatter in the community about businesses not being open on critical days, but I don't think there's a consensus on what those days are. But also with the new Missouri Main Street chapter that we've started here in St. Genevieve, there is a what is that? There's a community survey going around. It's on our Visit St. Gen page. I've also sent it out in emails. If you guys could take that, that might also help inform that. But if anybody would like to share also anecdotally what they're seeing, what days they think are businesses are closed when they shouldn't be, that would be great. I do have in the packet in the tourism report, if you guys want to take a look. Just for quarter one, you can flip to daily visits. It is on, let's see, the graph looks like this. This one right here.
It's on the back of the second page.
Back of the second page. So daily visits, you can see just our lowest day seems to be, a visitation seems to be Monday. But I also hear anecdotally really good things about Mondays. I think even in the first time the TTC talked about it, we talked about people needing to be there for Monday. So and what's interesting, if you talk to people at the Welcome Center, Tuesday is a very strangely popular day too. So, and it looks like just from this that Wednesday gets more visitation than both of those days. So it is going to be a tough one to kind of figure out, and maybe we just need more evidence. If everybody in the audience has my email, please feel free to send me your ideas if you don't want to get up and speak about that. But we would like to put out some sort of suggested business hours document so that people know when to kind of put the best foot forward for tourists. One of the big things that's also in my tourism report, but there's been a couple of bus tours that have started. So one through Ozark Detour, that's on the first page.
I'm sorry, can we go back to the daily visits?
Sure.
So we're looking at quarterly numbers for these daily visits.
Yeah, so this is just
From
Q1,
last
so
year.
this is,
Yeah, 25s and 26 first quarters.
yeah.
And so when we accumulate all of this, the surveys that are out there, I took mine today. I didn't get a sticker to put on my shirt. But
Oh, yeah, I surveyed.
Yeah, I surveyed. I posted it, trying to get as much feedback as we can. So how are we going to try, I mean, because I hear that often, and I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's just people say that the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? When somebody comes here to visit and they find a business not open or business is not open that day that they come, and of course that's, the one thing that you hear. Is that really, and the people that are here and they are open, you don't hear from them that everything, and you only hear from the ones that are complaining, right? It seems like. So what's the goal with this information? How are we going to try to incentivize certain days? I guess that is how you describe it. Or are we going to try to incentivize certain days and say we recommend you being open these days? Is that what we're kind of trying to?
That's what we're kind of trying to decide, So that's really what we're, and I'm trying to throw out as much data as possible, and even things like, I think, having these bus tours, right now, I think the first bus tour from Ozark Detour had 3 couples on it, but it's imperative that we put our best foot forward for those 3 couples, because then, that word of mouth starts to hit. And, if you want these things to continue and to gain momentum, we've got to be open for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday that these bus tours are coming in. Same with Kara Nagger of Beige Farms. Her and her brothers have put together a bus tour that comes from Kirkwood, goes down to Beige Farms for cheese tasting, goes up to Charlottesville for wine and cheese, just a wine or beer tasting, and then they come down to downtown for 90 minutes. Again, I think that's Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays that they're targeting with those. So Wednesdays are now off the table for you guys to be closed, but it's one of those things, if we want these things to gain momentum, like I'm saying, we really need to be open and really putting our best foot forward, because these could start to really pick up. And I know when I got here, and even still, I hear echoes of where are the bus tours at, and this is the way to get those things rolling again.
I'm so sorry. Who compiled the numbers of when, is it the visitor center?
No, it's a software that we have called Placer AI, tracks phone data, and I can pull up a report. I can basically geofence an area, so I geofence downtown, and which is basically take a map and you draw a little border around downtown, and it tracks the phone data. I can go all the way back to 2017. From that, and I just clicked on Q1, and it gives you a full report of even down to the hour visits, the number of people in town, and
it's really scary. Some of the
Yes.
I mean, you could geofence your business, and you could kind of see how many visitors you had and trend it and kind of show how many people. I know you did that maybe for the Antique Mall. I think you kind of pulled kind of a report for them to kind of see.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they were able to do with that information. I think, did they change hours, or did they change anything?
I don't think they did anything with the information, but it just gives an insight, and I can pretty much pull it for anybody.
It's a lot more scientific compared to what we used to use, is just logins at the Welcome Center. We would see every month, okay, we had 12,000 visitors in March, and we would go back and now with this Placer AI data, it's a lot more sophisticated. It can even kind of get into demographics of people, like what their incomes are and education levels a little bit. I don't know exactly how it does that, but it does. It's a lot more sophisticated than signing in at the Welcome Center in a guest book.
Does it get to the level that it could distinguish between the student groups that are coming down with schools for tours versus people that are coming to town that are looking for?
Well, what's interesting, it does not track children. So, yeah, but I mean,
You said it's by phone, so a lot
Yeah.
of students have phones, so.
Yeah, if
Depends
the
on
phone's
what school they
registered
go
to a minor, it wouldn't
St. John,
go.
they can't anymore.
What's that?
St. John kids can't have phones anymore.
I
so.
guarantee you all those kids from St. Louis come down.
Oh, yeah, St. Louis, oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
we're just talking about
Yeah.
mostly out of town people coming in to visit
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
day. So I was just curious if it
How it-
distinguished, if it's looking at phones again. like-
yeah, and the way what's interesting too is the way that they get around, the privacy issues is, so only 8% of phones are allowed to be tracked. That's kind of like the federal sort of regulation on that. But they take that data and they extrapolate it. But it does come out like quite accurate, you know, down to like maybe 10 people or something like that. So,
Well, as far as hours go, the soda shop that we just opened, my wife's not happy about this, but we have it open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Yeah, 9 p.m. every day of the week except Friday and Saturday. We have it open until 10 p.m. So we're open every day of the week, all day long. So we're going to be able to watch this very closely when people are coming, and it's a gift shop and a convenience store too. So I'm thinking that that will be at least a good small representation, because in order to know if we're going to have it, we have to be open. You know,
Yeah,
so we're doing this kind of for a couple reasons, but one of them is to kind of see when during the week do we actually see flow of people coming through, and we're finding some things out that I probably would not have guessed. So, but we need a little more data, but we are watching that pretty closely.
very cool. Would you like me to just go into tourism director report?
Yep.
So again, some of the stuff that I'm finding through this, basically I took January, February, March of this year and compared it to January, February, March of last year. We are up 24% in visitation from last year, which is very surprising. That's a number that I didn't know was possible to hit. You know, I look for you know, incremental sort of jumps. I think 24% is a pretty big jump. Visit duration is up significantly from Q1 of last year, so you can see that data as well here. And that's also very good. That means that we're probably getting more overnight stays. And then we're also seeing an uptick in visitors in the income bracket plus 100,000, 150,000. So that is not listed on there because there was a couple of other extraneous data points in there, and I wanted to keep this report like pretty short. Talked about the bus tours. Did meet with somebody from American Cruise Line. I think the narrative in town has been that we do not have the ability for people to dock, but he went and took a look at the ferry landing and said that that ramp that goes not where the ferry boat docks, but that little ramp into the water would be a fine place for them to dock. So working with that, Rachel Davidson, who is the superintendent of the national park, at her last stop with the national park, has a lot of cruise line connections. So she put me in touch with their bigwig there. So I'm tracking this down. We have our first proof of the new brochure. We had to do a couple more tweaks there, but it will go to print here soon. And then I was going to say our second newsletter has been sent out, but it hasn't yet. We just implemented a newsletter. The first one came out in March. We have a second one that'll come out next week. So look for that. If you guys don't receive the newsletter and would like to, please let me know. Send me an email. I will add your email to the list. And then I got some really cool sort of anecdotal evidence that things are working. So once I saw that 24% increase, I just like to gather more data than just that. But Chris, who's in the audience, sent me a wonderful text saying that the business listing is working well for her. We this year spent some money through a state matching grant to take photos of all of the lodging businesses to update our listings on the website. I've been going around taking photos of the restaurants and things like that so that we can get those pages looking really nice. I've heard multiple things on how the listings are working, but thank you, Chris, for that. She said I'm getting a lot more bookings, so I was very pleased about that. Kara Nagger of Beige Farm said the events calendar is driving people to Beige. And then Tom and Pat from ASL Pewter have said that the Instagram, Facebook posting that they're seeing is working as well. So they're seeing a lot of people coming into their shop saying that they saw them on our Facebook or Instagram and love our post and that sort of thing. So I just thought that's all positive stuff. So that's what I've got.
Eric, in one of your bullets here on the brochures, you talked about your 5-year marketing plan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So when I first got into the seat, the Board of Aldermen had luckily hired McDaniels Marketing to do a 5-year marketing plan. We are, as of after we finish this fiscal year for the state, which ends July 1st, we have completed that marketing plan. So we have, in 2 years, we have completed a 5-year marketing plan. We've actually went a little bit beyond. They had a rack card. We did a brochure instead. And with that app, they wanted us to redo the website, but we redid the website and built an app for the town. So yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board on what to do there, but pretty excited about that.
Aaron, the brochure, is that the one you brought in maybe a
Yes.
meeting or two ago that's
The one that.
that folds in and got several pages to it?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was basically, I saw a need at the Welcome Center. Oh, and also we have the Missouri Humanities Small Town Showcase video coming out very soon here, should be in the next couple of weeks. We will replace, if you've ever been in the Welcome Center and watched that video, we're going to replace that video with a brand spanking new video that we got for free. Yeah, that would have been probably somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000 to reproduce. So thanks to everybody who voted for us in the Small Town Showcase. But the brochure, you know, if you go to the Welcome Center, our little ladies there, they hand you about 10 to 15 pieces of paper that are loosely organized and loosely branded, and I wanted to condense all of that into one easy to read brochure, and we were able to do that. So that will replace all of the papers. It'll also give us some more rack card capability so we can promote other things, but yeah, pretty excited about that.
Hey, Aaron, on the merchant operating days and hours, so if I missed this, I apologize. We're going to wait and see what kind of feedback we get and continue that conversation?
I think so, yeah. And, you know, Brock had talked about his soda shop being, you know, he's has long hours, so he'll be able to see. But I've also invited everybody to give me any input, send it to my email. Happy to compile that. But we do have a community survey out there that will kind of answer these questions as well. So once we have that data compiled, we can type it all up and release it to the public and hopefully use that to build something really useful for everyone.
Have you seen other communities do that? The smaller tourism-based towns try to, you set a day that they might say, hey, this is the day we kind of recommend that definitely you can take off.
I think Kimmswood
Yeah, I think
does it.
Kimmswood does.
What's their day by chance? You anybody know what their day is?
Tuesday, Wednesday, they're
Wednesday,
closed.
they kind of push those days. to
Tuesday,
be kind of
Wednesday, I
closed.
think is their closed days. I mean, there's some businesses that are open all week, but.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
I guess I'll keep going down. New business.
We don't have to have a motion for a report, right?
No.
No. So we do have a vacant board seat, and Kara Nagar has put her name in the hat. She would like to, but she cannot. You know, and we wanted a county representative since we are moving. You know, we are moving to taking over this new county transient tax. So we would like to add somebody from the county. Kara has stepped up, but she cannot make this 5:30 meeting. So I wanted to talk possibly changing the time of this meeting to maybe like a 3 p.m. on this same day. I wanted to get any thoughts on that, and yeah.
I can do it, or we put in, I mean, I would think most of the time visitors that are coming or guests that are here are gonna be business owners, probably tourism-based business owners, or we put in, I would think that would still be accessible for them. I don't know, they might have to close the store to come. That's my only hesitation is it making it, I mean, we don't normally have this many guests. So it's nice to see that, but are we?
Making it harder for public.
Yeah.
I'm a hard no for 3.
Same.
So I'm flexible, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring that to the table. You don't think you can make it, Amanda?
No, I know I couldn't.
Okay. Okay.
I live and work in the county. and I have to pick my kid up from school.
That's understandable. Dina, yours would be,
I mean, it's a board meeting day for me. I didn't get done with my board meeting, the meeting, but then afterwards I have till 3:30. I mean, I'm tied up.
does she have any other times that she might be able to, you want to maybe,
I don't know. I don't know if there would, I think, just the after, I mean, we can keep plugging with that, but I think the consensus from her was that, kind of the after 5 is not good, but we could look at a different day. It would just have to
would
fall.
4 o'clock be better for some of us?
4 would be better for me, but my only hesitation is if we're moving a meeting day and time around one person, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the rest of us have been doing it for years at the same time, and I don't know. I think she'd be valuable for
No
sure.
doubt, yeah. But moving the time, yeah.
Well, and I don't want to take away from like our guests, like
Yeah.
Joe said, that's, our merchants don't close till 5,
Yeah.
so a lot of times, even if they don't come, they wouldn't be able to come anyways if we moved it up,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, let's parking lot that, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, sounds good. And I will reach back out to her and see if there's any wiggle room, even, and I wouldn't want it to just be a strictly like virtual thing, but, there are other businesses in the county and other representatives that we could look
Yeah,
at too.
yes, yeah.
She just threw her name into the hat,
Yeah.
and that's all I've gotten so far. But we haven't really been advertising this either. So anyways,
Do we have 2 county seats?
Um,
Because Amanda's a county rep.
yeah, and
Is
then
there-
and Brock would be a county rep with the Beacon.
Depends on how we look at it, yeah.
I didn't know,
But you guys-
I didn't know how the bylaw or how the structure worked.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know.
Technically, I
Do we-
Well, it would change now that there's
Is it where the
counties.
business is located, or is it where you live?
It's, well,
I would be both.
I think it's business.
Yeah.
it's industries, I think, too. Yeah, it's really more towards industries, not where you're.
Yeah, not.
It's like
That
a
would make
restaurant
sense.
based and,
Okay.
retail based and, so I think
Hotel,
it's a little
motel.
bit,
Yeah.
I can't remember all the breakdowns.
Hotel, motel.
So
Hotel,
do you have
motel,
2
yeah. There's a
days?
We
couple.
do not have to have that, but we have kind
Oh, I
of made the verbal commitment that we're going to have
Okay.
county representation.
So you're
I just was
saying
trying to
Veronica Beacon.
clarify. I
You've
wasn't sure.
got 2 county businesses,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't mean there can't be more.
right.
Okay.
But what's good is Amanda and Brock, kind of straddle
We have
that line.
skin in the
You
game, yeah.
guys are both city as well, so.
So with the transient tax passing, can we add a board member? Is that what you're saying? Can we add an additional person?
Well, we have a vacant one now.
I know we have one, but can we add?
That I could look up, but what I'm saying is if you want another county representation, that's
Yes,
fine.
I get that part,
To
but I-
replace the one that you already
Yeah.
are
But
missing.
we probably need, honestly, another in town as well.
Well, I
We would have to
mean,
have
because
2.
Whitney was,
She was.
she was a museum, she was
Historical.
historical, but
Yes.
that's, we don't have a historical. We have
Yeah.
a museum history.
I think she just represented general tourism.
Yeah.
We had a
she
couple
did,
members
okay.
that
Yeah,
were-
there's, I don't think we even have
members
a,
that were-
we don't
There's not
have
a
a
historical
historic site or
requirement.
anything like that, yeah. And that's dictated by state statute, right?
Correct.
So it's,
I'm just saying, with us having the tourism tax that passed in the county, maybe it would be, beneficial for us to maybe look at adding an additional county
We
representative as
probably have to
well.
add 2 to make it.
Well, we already have, if we're having two.
Well, it's
Amanda
not
and Karen,
total
we should add
members, so you
another
don't have
one.
6 members.
Yeah.
you
Corey
have-
looks lonely over there.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
I'm doing just fine, yeah.
But if you add another voting, you might have to add 2 voting because you'd want an odd number.
odd number, yeah. But if the tax,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it was tossed around of adding 2
I don't-
county representatives.
I can't imagine it being against the rules to add 2 additional members.
Well, I think
For
it's
the-
a 5-member
DMO.
in ordinance, so the board would have to change that, but that's possible.
Yeah, but the state statutes.
I'll have to reread the state statute.
That's because we're missing,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, we're missing 1, so it should be 5.
Correct.
yeah,
So you're saying we would have to either change it to 6 or 7?
7.
Well-
it'd be 7, I guess.
Yeah.
Have to be 7, yeah.
Well, couldn't you, if we did have an even number, couldn't the president abstain from voting unless there was a tie? Yeah, and he would be the tiebreaker.
Well, it wouldn't be a tie then in that case, right?
If I abstained, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically,
If I
Kevin
abstained, then it would
doesn't
be,
vote anyway.
If there's 6 people.
yeah,
He wouldn't vote.
and there would be 5.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, you just abstain,
I
right?
just abstain.
It would be tight.
Exactly.
Show up at the school. Yeah.
Things to think about.
Yeah.
Other business, I did want to bring up this little document right here. This is kind of our first move with the transient tax dollars forecasting for 2027. One of the big things is we wanted to boost our MMG spend, which is marketing to overnight markets. And McDaniels has kind of switched up what we're going to do. We're going to keep our Facebook and Google display ads. We are going to add a programmatic display and online video, what would you call it, component through Simplify, and then also start streaming ads on Peacock, which I'm very, very excited about. And why I'm bringing it to you is I wanted to see if you wanted to make a motion to approve an additional $15,000, which would bring our total up from $30,000 that we spend every year to $45,000, and then that would get doubled by the state for $90,000. There's no guarantee that we get it because we are slated for $30,000 through the state, but they did say to apply for more money, and I think this would be a great way to spend that.
And when can we apply for more money? When did you say that ends?
So this application has to go in April 30th.
It's for fiscal year, for July.
That fiscal year,
States.
July 2027 through, or July 1st through June 30th of 2027. So we feel like we will have collected $15,000 next year and would like to put that.
I think
We
it's a
also
great
have
idea.
$78,000 in the account.
Well, that's true too, yeah. But it will go down after that welcome and wayfinding thing, but we definitely have the money to spend.
I think it's a great idea.
Anybody want to make a motion?
No.
Oh, you can't, as
I
president?
can't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What are we making a motion on?
To increase the budget to
Increase the-
45,000.
What is the budget now?
30.
It's 30
For
I mean, what,
for the MMG?
you're saying to increase it,
to 45. Yeah, so add 15,000 of the money that we're collecting from the county. So we're the body that has to approve that expenditure.
and where did, is that shown on here at all?
No, so
that came out.
the 30,000 comes out of our general fund budget with the city. So it's not reflected in the TTC budget,
So you're asking the TTC to put forward 15,000?
basically.
Not
Yes.
30 plus 15, just
Right, just
15,000?
15.
Okay.
And it is a match, you said?
It's a match, yeah.
Why y'all look at me?
Wait on somebody.
Why don't
I'd have done it already.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? So moved.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
That's a big deal.
I'll get that in tomorrow.
All right. Any other business? We don't have any grant applications, right?
We have one going on this weekend. The F-100
Oh, yeah.
truck show is this weekend. Looks like good weather, so hopefully Tim and crew and committee has a good weekend for their event. That was, I think, maybe the full match. That was maybe the one up where we chose to.
Yeah.
So that's this weekend. So if you're into cars, or at least trucks, 4 trucks, this will be the weekend. I've got the trolley, I think, hired. So they'll be bringing people into downtown with the trolley from out there at the community, or the Y.
They'll also be doing a cruise through downtown.
Is that
Friday.
Friday or Saturday? Both.
I think both.
Oh, really?
Okay, that might be
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday. So you might see a bunch of Ford trucks driving through town, so.
Cool.
If that event brings, if it grows at the same rate it has been, it'll be a pretty big event.
Yeah.
He expects a very large event. That
Yeah,
there's
800
rain in the
at least
forecast
800
Friday.
trucks.
There is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many?
Just
800 at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
wow.
told us today 800 to 1,500.
And how many were there last year, do you remember? I want to say it was half of that.
I think it was over
It was over 5.
500,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was
So-
definitely a lot of business downtown though last year, I do remember.
So then hopefully this will be even more since they're doing the trolley.
That, and he also brought in Bigfoot.
Yep.
So
Oh.
that.
And the
that's-
4-H will be selling drinks there
Yeah.
too. Not, I mean, just soda and water, but
It's drawing in. the
support your
crowd.
local 4-H.
Just
Like digging.
FYI, the size and makeup of this is dictated by state statute. So it's 5 members.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, next meeting is May 19th at 5:30. Please come. Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. Thank you.